Hello and welcome to HT Auto. My name is Samir Contractor and we are in the very scenic Himalayas to ride the all-new Royal Enfield Himalayan. Now this is a brand new model, all done from the ground up, and it replaces the Himalayan 410 in the company's lineup. So in a way, this is the second generation of the Himalayan, but completely new in all its ways. Let's start with the frame itself. It's a twin spar frame. It gets a rear subframe as well. And the engine, of course, is brand new. This is a Sherpa 450. That's what Royal Enfield calls it. We'll talk about that a little later. Let's just quickly get you through the design as well. Instantly very recognizable as a Himalayan. What you really like about this is that this is a much evolved design compared to the Himalayan 410. Yes, round headlamp, but now LED. You get a visor up front. The design itself is a lot more futuristic. It's a lot more contemporary in the way it looks. Really likable. And you get the familiar bits like the guards over here. You also get new rails with a luggage rack. You get plenty of accessory options. So we'll talk about that much later. But yes, much larger in size, longer wheelbase, and overall better road presence. This looks like a motorcycle that's properly global in its appeal, global in the way it looks, and certainly something that has evolved rather well over the older Himalayan. So the very likable bits about here is, of course, that tall beak gives you that nice adventure feel. You also get the 21-inch wheel up front, spoked of course. You get a 17-inch wheel at the rear, both are spoked, and they will come with tubeless tires. We are riding the tube tires one at the moment, but Royal Enfield is working on tubeless tires. That will come at a later date. You also get very interesting bits at the rear. Now this is a much messy bike, we've been riding it all day. But if you come at the rear, you will notice that there's not exactly a center tail light. Instead, what you get are the turn indicators that double up as a brake light as well. Let me just quickly light it up. See? Now these are very distinctive, instantly recognizable now as the new Himalayan. And they also are the turn indicators as well. So barring the US market where it's mandatory to have a center tail light, all new markets including India will get the new tail light structure on the Himalayan. Again, very likable, very different from what Royal Enfield regularly does. Mind you, this is the company's most advanced model in terms of engineering, in terms of the engine itself. So let's just talk about that now. Now this is the new Sherpa 450. It's a 452cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled engine, a first for Royal Enfield. It also gets a forged piston, again a first for Royal Enfield. Lots of new things here compared to the LS410 engine on the older Himalayan. This is 10 kilograms lighter. Big savings there. In terms of power output too, because it gets liquid cooling now, there's a higher compression ratio, and that means it makes more power. 39 bhp at 8000 rpm. 40 Newton meters of peak torque at 5,500 rpm. So if you're complaining with the older Himalayan was its power, this one certainly should be better. Now, apart from that, you also get a 6-speed gearbox. You also get a new airbox. Now, in terms of technicalities, you have the new airbox now placed right here where the fuel tank used to be, and it now flows, which also means that the air intake is around here, and that allows for a higher water weighting capacity. Now that's a great thing because when you're traversing terrains like these where you have streams or deep channels, better water weighting capacity of course helps. You also get a bigger fuel tank which is now placed right here. So lower 17-liter fuel tank, better center of gravity thanks to that, and all of that makes a bigger change, and that's for a leaner motorcycle to sit on. Now if you come closer, the fuel tank body itself, the body shell on top is wider. It nice contours over here. Of course, you get a new seat for the rider and pillion, but this area is now slimmer than before, and that allows you to grip the bike better. Better thigh support over here, and overall better bike to stand on. So for a lot of adventure riders, this will be certainly a boon. Now let's take you through the suspension setup. Now this gets an upgraded suspension, USD forks at the front, 43mm. You get a monoshock at the rear. Big change on the monoshock. The last one also got one, but now this one is higher mounted and it's more horizontally set instead of vertical on the older Himalayan. Now the big change here is that it allows for a higher ground clearance of 230 millimeters, and that makes for better off-road space as well. Now, especially if you consider the space between the tire and the tail section, this is great as well, because when you're going on really off-road patches, you have more space for the tire to play around with. You also get a slimmer end can. I think I really like this, and that's also because the catcon or the catalytic converter is now placed outside over here, and this makes for a slimmer end can on the motorcycle. Royal Enfield will sell you a different end can if you need one, especially on the rally kit. That's a part of the accessory package. We'll talk about that later. But overall, this is the motorcycle that you're looking at. 7-step adjustability at the rear. The front is not adjustable even now, but you do get USD, so should be better in terms of handling overall terrain. Both have a travel of 200 millimeters. In terms of braking, you get disc brakes at the front and rear. You get dual channel ABS as well, and this comes with the supermoto mode. So essentially, you can switch off the rear ABS on the motorcycle. Now let's quickly take you through the screen as well. Now this is an all digital TFT screen. Now it's nice and round. Very nice update to the older Royal Enfield Himalayan screen. Lots of information. I really like the, I'll just wipe this off, there's too much dust over here. So I really like this homage to the original bullet with the Madras stripes just brought in here. This is the analog version. You also get a digital screen. I'm going to quickly change that. And there you have it. This is what the digital screen looks like. So you have more customization options in that sense. Lots of information for you to play around with. You of course get smartphone connectivity. So essentially you can connect your navigation via the Royal Enfield app. You also can connect via your smartphone to your Senna or your intercom device on your helmet. And all of that compatibility just works on this small device over here. Now, of course, your phone will be streaming data, and it does not have 4G connectivity or 5G connectivity of its own. So your phone will still be the major data provider and source of information for this display right here. Apart from that, you also get those round switches that you've seen on the Super Meteor and the newer range of Royal Enfield motorcycles. You get a dedicated mode over here. There are two riding modes, Eco and Performance. You also get a new joystick on the left stock switch here. This is for changing navigation routes and navigation display, and music as well. So plenty of connectivity and options over here. A lot of new things for Royal Enfield, and this certainly makes the entire bike very interesting. So yes, these are the specifications on the new Royal Enfield Himalayan. Now this of course is a brand new motorcycle, lots of promise here. The specifications do talk a lot about that. We will be riding it today and tomorrow, so a complete ride review is coming out on the 10th of November at 12 noon. Do check that out on YouTube and of course our website. And tell us what you think about the new Himalayan. Are you putting a down payment for this one or waiting for something else? Do let us know in the comment section below. My name is Samir Contractor. Thank you for watching.